Well, coming up today, going to talk about a major exhibition that promotes the best art and culture and design across the whole of the North. Could be coming to St Helens, the town of St Helens. We'll find out why the town is bidding to host the £5 million event in a couple of minutes' time with Councillor Jeanie Bell. And a city centre flyover that is facing possible demolition is to be the venue for another summer festival in Liverpool. BBC Radio Merseyside's Mark Geyer is meeting one of the organisers later to find out. Scouse Nouse went on Tuesday. It went yesterday. Will it go today? We will find out. There's another question. It's all to do with the vans today on Scouse Nouse, and that question is coming up in about 15 minutes' time.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
Now, the eyes of Britain could be on St Helens in a couple of years' time, as the town has confirmed it's putting a bid in. It's bidding to host the Great Exhibition of the North. I love the sound of this. The 2-month event in 2018. It's part of the government's plans to strengthen the so-called Northern Powerhouse, which we've heard a lot about over the last year or so, and also to celebrate the best of what the north of England has to offer in terms of culture, art and design. Councillor Jeanie Bell is from St Helens Council and joins us now to tell us more. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
When I think of the Great Exhibition of the North, I think of Crystal Palaces and Victorian times, because we used to have these hundreds of years ago, didn't we?
We did, yeah, we did.
So tell me exactly what it is that you've got planned in St Helens.
Well, the Great Exhibition of the North, as you said, is intended to be a 2-month exhibition celebrating the best of art and culture across the North. And we think we've got a really good arts and cultural scene already in St Helens. We've got really good assets like the World of Glass and the Citadel, and we're working with them to create this new cultural partnership for the borough. So we already have an awful lot going on. And in St Helens, as across most of the towns in the north, we've got a great history of innovation throughout the borough. We've got the first railways with the Rainhill trials, innovation in materials, which obviously we're famous for glass, but also names like Beecham's and Pilkington's.
Yeah.
So it's about looking at that past, but then building on that to project a really positive future.
I was going to mention Beecham's as well, because not a lot of people know about Dr. Beecham and the impact that he had on the whole of the nation, indeed the world as well. And this came from St Helens.
It did, yeah. We were, in our leader's speech this year, he said we were almost the original Northern Powerhouse. We had a lot of industry in St Helens, and it kind of built up right across the north. So we think we've got a really good history to build on.
And when you drive in to St Helens, it's, you've got the newer parts and you've got the older parts, but there is a real rich history there as well. And to capitalise on that, it's only right to capitalise on it. But it's like, if you don't ask, you don't get. So it's right to put yourself forward for this, because you've got Liverpool, you've got Warrington there, you've got Manchester up the M62, and you're kind of stuck in the middle-ish there. So, we want a bit of this cake, is the idea here, isn't it?
Exactly. And also, we think with these kind of huge arts projects, quite often they will go to a city. But we actually think northern towns have got an awful lot to offer, and it's about time that we brought some of that investment into our towns and we sang some of our achievements and our praises.
You know what really gets me, Jeanie, as well, is when you get the South. Now, I'm not tarring everybody with the same brush, but, this happened when Liverpool became City of Culture in 2008. And you had a lot of voices saying, culture, they don't have any culture up north. It's all cobble street, flat caps and whippets and all that. And, that is a stereotypical image that still exists with some people in the South.
Definitely, and we need to showcase that. And it's also about innovation as well. So it's about digital innovation, it's about art and culture, and I think this is going to give us a real opportunity to put the North on the really out there in terms of culture and art. Have
you got any competition? What other towns? Have you been spying on the other towns? What are they going to do? I know you have. Go on.
At the moment, we're just concentrating on our bid. But, we know that a lot of the towns across the north have all got a lot to offer. And we're not claiming that we're any more special than anybody else. But we think we are a good traditional town in the north that can really raise aspirations for everybody. If we can do it, everybody can. Yeah,
and of course, if you do get this money, it's we believe it's £5 million in split into £20 notes in 8 suitcases. How are you going to do that? Because getting the money is great. Oh, we've got the money, and then the next little chapter is, what are we going to do with this money now? So have you thought about that yet?
Yeah, it's the government's going to give 5 million, and we're going to look to match that through contributions from a whole range of sources.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, local government is already the biggest spender in arts throughout England. So we're looking at the money that we already have and piecing that together with other different funding streams alongside the government money.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult though, isn't it? Because councils don't have much cash. So are you talking about the private sector here?
Wherever we can go and whatever support we can get with as many partners as we possibly can. I think the key really is to make sure that that investment is sustainable. It's not about that one-off amount of money. It's making sure that there's a sustainable future for the arts throughout the time. Towns, we're actually linking this project to our town centre regeneration to make sure that it's at the heart of that for the future.
And you can surprise yourself as well when things start to come together. It's like a little domino effect, isn't it? Where something will happen and then that will knock the next domino and et cetera, and before you know it, you've got a real positive ripple that's starting to go through the town. And there will always be people in the town, like there are still people in this city now, so I don't like the waterfront, it was great 20, 30 years ago. You're always going to get that. You're never going to please everybody, but when you get a positive ripple going, that soon turns into a bit of a wave, doesn't it?
Definitely. And, we're already seen in St Helens as a real centre of excellence at the moment anyway for socially engaged art. We've got the Heart of Glass project in the borough, which is really, really well recognised for the work they're doing, and it's regularly cited by the Arts Council. In fact, I hope you don't mind me getting this in, but in the last day we've been nominated for a National Lottery Award for the way we use our libraries for arts and cultural space.
Well, good on you.
We would love everybody to vote for that on the National Lottery website.
Get in there and click the link. Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
Councillor Jeanie Bell, listen, thank you for coming on, and I've got a feeling that we will be talking more about this as the...
thank you so much for inviting us as well.
You're
welcome. Really important that we get this out there and we get as much interest as we possibly can, so it's really appreciated.
No problem. And contrary to popular belief, the media do like the occasional good news story. It's amazing, isn't it? Good to talk to you, Jeanie. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. There's Councillor Jeanie Bell just on that bid, the great exhibition of the North.